Tonight, new concerns about the finances of the state's largest school district 2 days after declaring IPS doesn't have a $30 million deficit.
The district's former chief financial officer says the school system is looking at a possible $20 million deficit in 2014.
Call 6 investigator Rafael Sanchez broke the story on Twitter and has the story you'll see only on RTV6. Rafael.
Todd and Erica, good evening. IPS believes a $20 million deficit in 2014 will prove to be wrong. On a week kids are taking I-STEP, Dr. Louis Farabee released his examination of the district's finances, showing IPS did not have a $30 million deficit. The superintendent found a budget with projects worth millions of dollars never spent, like the opening of 2 elementary schools. The unspent figures were not removed from the budget, making it look like the district was facing a financial crisis. Farabee says that type of finance report is misleading, and he'll report what the district is actually spending. But a casualty of this money talk was Deborah Heinlein, the district's chief financial officer. She was dismissed. No wrongdoing involved.
Dr. Farabee's words was, he's lost confidence in me.
And your response to that, ma'am?
Well, I don't believe that there will be anything found that was done illegally against board policy. You know, it's just he's new. He wants to make a change, and that's his prerogative.
She defends the budget in question, considering it was done as required 18 months ago, and says the district may face a tough 2014.
Yes, there is a projected deficit.
And how much is that deficit, ma'am?
It's over $20 million. Immediate school closings, no. Budget reductions still need to happen because you're projecting to spend more than what the state is giving you in the funding formula.
A fine line also adds the school board was well aware they had money during meetings held in February 2013.
There was no discussion at that point in time about, you know, having a oh my God, we're broke kind of situation, because they knew that we had cash in the bank.
After 5 years of handling the district's dollars, she believes the best way to improve the money situation is to close more buildings. She acknowledges that it's always controversial and emotional.
I think they have too many buildings for the number of students we have.
Back live here as far as her employment status. The district does not talk about that, but it does talk about the issue of the budget, releasing this statement to RTV6. In part, there has been a long-standing practice of over-projecting expenditures to ensure the cash balance is not depleted. Going forward, the board and the public will receive the full picture regarding the district's financial state. We have the entire statement on the IndyChannel.com. As for a lot of the school buildings, this administration is looking for many uses for those buildings in hopes of maybe bringing in extra cash and making all those buildings viable. We are live downtown. Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.